I think the pressure on Rubio right now, it's funny you bring that up.
I was going to ask you about the Rubio story in the New York Times.
That is clearly coming from donors. You and I both know this. Where do donors go to complain about campaign strategy? They usually go to the New York Times, right? This has been whether it was Jeb Bush's campaign, campaigns past, you name it, that's where you hear the most from donors wringing their hands. Rubio supporters, you saw one or two go on the record. It's because where does he win? Because if he's this idea of somehow not winning either Iowa or New Hampshire and hoping that there's a third place and a second place finish, well, okay, but it hadn't been done before.
Has anybody around the table, anybody here, ever heard of a guy winning Iowa with only one field office? I mean, he's got one field office in Iowa. His own people are complaining that he doesn't come there enough. In New Hampshire, it's become a butt of jokes that he never shows up there. He doesn't show up in the Senate. He said he was going to stop the spending bill, but he was late to do that. I'm not picking on Marco. I'm asking, where is Marco? And why do people say that this guy who just barely shows up is the favorite? Anybody? Is there any good answers here?
I don't know. It doesn't sound like the list of bill of particulars you just laid out, to me, makes me wonder, why is he even running for president? You've got one office in Iowa, you're not showing up.
He may be running for vice president.
Or, I mean, but can you run for vice president and do this poorly at the outset before anyone has even voted? I said in the last hour that it seems like he's good at presentation. When he's at the debates, he does well, he speaks well, he looks great. He's the image of, quote, the savior of the Republican Party, as Time magazine called him. But as we're seeing, as these reports are filtering out, his campaign, he and his campaign are a bit of a Potemkin village. The facade is great, but behind it, there's nothing there.
Well,